Hello, Aries. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Aries, welcome. It has been a while, right? It's been like 2-3 weeks. It's been a hot second. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's hung in there with me. I apologize for the delay. I needed some time to breathe and recalibrate myself. And so we're getting back to business as usual. All right, Aries, this is going to be your weekly read, January 8th through the 14th. Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages. You know the drill. Aries, when I was waiting to get some messages in for you, all I could hear was laughter. I think for some of you, it is a little on the genuine side. For others of you, it felt sarcastic. What that means, I'm not real sure. So we're going to dive in and see what's going on for you all. I kind of feel like you're in a place of competition almost, is how, I don't know, it's almost like somebody getting in little digs, you maybe getting in little digs on somebody. It's kind of like a cockfight kind of thing, right? Like, who's going to win? Who's better than, you know, someone else? It's like, check the ego. Right, so we'll see what comes up here. And I just heard, you've got to be kidding me. Preservation, shift. Ooh, Aries, you could have Scorpio placements. Those two specific cards came out for Scorpio. Aries. How do I put this to you guys? Either you or somebody you're dealing with is either has been, is in the process of, or is going to be completely off guard, caught off guard. And hence the, are you kidding me? There's a little bit of arrogance tied to something here in this back and forth with whatever, whatever this might be. It's like somebody is centering themselves and somebody else is like, could be caught off guard by the way that you're acting or handling things, or vice versa, and it's creating some upheaval somehow here, Aries. But what I find to be interesting is I feel like you are handling this really well. And it's almost like turning, I don't want to say turning a blind eye, but you are not, it's like you can't be moved, you can't be triggered. You're not reacting. Like if somebody's trying to get a reaction from you, you're not letting it happen. It's just, it's not going down the way they thought it would. Like they can't, it's like they may look at you and go, why aren't you reacting? Why aren't you saying something? Why aren't you doing something? And that could be like, I think whatever this is, whatever whatever the scenario is for you guys individually, what comes after that could be these digs, or like a ruffling of feathers to see who's kind of leading the way. If this is a relationship, who is, wearing the pants kind of thing, right? Like that kind of situation. But somebody here, Aries, and I feel like it's you, you're friction. Scorpio had the same card. There it is again. That was their underlying. Strong emphasis on the Scorpio. You could be dealing with Scorpio, but Aries, I feel like this is more of, you probably have some Scorpio placements. Really. You're going to, somebody, it could be you, growing frustrated with a particular situation. Something's ready to pop off. The energy changed significantly from that initial message that I got for you guys. Something could be on the verge of popping off here. Something's getting heavy. And it's like you're maintaining composure, but there's some frustration. It's like, we're not going to do this forever. Are you going to get on board? Are you going to play right? Like, it's yeah. Somebody was expecting something from you. I don't know what that expectation was, but it was like they were trying to pull you into something. They were trying to pull you in, whether it's by comments or action. They were trying to pull you into something, and there could be part of this unexpected revelation could simply be you're starting to realize that. Okay? Very interesting energy, Aries, this week. One more, Spirit, one more for whatever came out. Reaction. They're not getting the reaction they expected. Perspective. Know that the digs that they're... Swear to God, Aries, this is like a complete repeat. Scorpio, I believe, had that there as well. In that position. You're gonna be kidding me. This is interesting. It was like they were waiting to see some kind of fear come from inside of you. Some kind of, like, worry or, it was like they wanted to see you deal with some kind of adversity. This could be karmic. This could be a karmic situation where someone else is being forced to see something differently, whether they want to or not. And it's like they wanted to see you in some kind of pain. Like they wanted to see you hurt. They wanted to see you cry. I honestly feel like somebody had some kind of resentment, Aries, when it comes to you. So if something didn't work out in the past and you reconciled with somebody or something, like they didn't want to see you move on and move forward. They really did not. And now it's kind of like something has happened, that the tides have turned, where you're bearing witness to their inability to move and be flexible in their perspective based upon how they think you should have been rather than them. Like, they may have put themselves in this position. I talked about that competitiveness, right? Like, that they were in this righteous position of power in a dynamic with you. And now something has happened that has pulled that power, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally, something has pulled that power out from underneath them that they thought that they had. Call it a come to Jesus moment if you want to. But there's something here that is definitely taking shape that they're not happy about. And they feel like you should be the one that is having negative karma or negative effects, or you should be the one suffering somehow rather than them. It's real, like, how are you not suffering? They are, you know, like, why am I, like, their position is, why am I the only one? It's like, you've already dealt with this. Whatever this is, you've already dealt with it. Like, envy on the bottom. Why aren't you in the dark with me? Very interesting energy, Aries. Let's see. Caring, connections, garden, and the gate. Aries, did you put somebody out to pasture? Is what I just heard. Like, you put a hold on something, or you could be planning on making an exit from something. Where it's kind of like, whether they like it or not, you had the final word, or you're gonna have. It's here, crazy. You're gonna have the final word one way or another on a particular situation. For Aries, please, Spirit. You can't build them up. You can't pull them up. You're gaining a whole lot of enlightenment here. Door to Spirit, woman holding heart, the temple path. It's almost like they're like, if you partnered up with this person family, love, friendships, work, it doesn't matter what it is. I feel like you knew the purpose of this situation and or person from the start. They didn't see it. They didn't understand the higher calling into a specific connection, regardless of what this is. They didn't see the potential of what could totally happen, how things could come to life rather than die off. And this adjacent possibilities coming out with this is like, they refused. It's almost like a refusal. I won't say it's a complete refusal of accountability, because I do feel like they're taking that on, but there's aggression in the sense that they don't want to have to look at it that way. They've never had to look at it that way. But there's something around this now that they're having to take a look at themselves. That burns their ass more than anything. That they are seeing something that they believe to be true, that it was on their terms, that this is the way it was supposed to be. You have challenged that, whether or not you meant to. They don't see you getting upset, but they're upset. So why aren't you upset, Aries? Why aren't you pissed off with me? Why aren't you hurt with me? Why am I not getting a reaction from you anymore? It's not yours to react to. It's theirs. So, very interesting. Page of Wands. Aries, you could be seeing somebody's true colors. They could be younger than you. They could act more immature than you. Just heard if I wanted another kid, I'd have one. Ouch. So if you're dealing with partnerships, you may feel like you're juggling. You could be juggling your children, right? This could be your children that are kind of like, you know, pissed off about something and you're not. So what the hell's going on here? Like, why aren't you mad with me? Why aren't you upset with me? You're just staying balanced and you're nurturing the self. You know, you got that 7th chakra Archangel Uriel with the Empress here. But then you've got the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands. And it's kind of like, as I say all the time, like, I'm not a fan of that Page of Wands, but that Page of Wands is like staying cool, calm, collected, and waiting for the next thing to happen, where the Knight of Swords is rushing in going, we're going to do it this way. Very aggressive, very determined, very aggravated, very, you know, just kind of energy. And again, I don't feel like you're being moved. Like, your feelings about something have been dried up, and their mental response to this is chaos. And yet there you sit, like, holding yourself together. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra, doesn't have to be. But you've got some kind of self-composure over you right now that they don't have. King of Pentacles. Way too many cards. Hold on a second here. Let me just take a look at the Magician, the 7 of Pentacles. I don't know how somebody could want to blame you, but then come together with you. Like, that's this energy. Like, it's your fault, but by the way, let's work this out. Like, why am I... the Hierophant, the World card, completion, the Wheel of Fortune, the 7 of Swords. Like, it is. It's like they're blaming you for something. 2 of Pentacles, again, that's the second time now. 4 of Pentacles, they're holding on. Lovers, karmic soul ties, contracts, soulmates, twin flames, whatever you want to call it. But choices, right? They want to blame you. And it's like and I talked about that accountability, right? Like, they see their side of it. They don't really see your side of it, because they're so focused on the fact that you're not reacting like, you may have been going through something and then, like, you dealt with it on your own, this preservation, like, and you went into self-preservation. So you took care of whatever this was, and maybe they're just now getting filled in on whatever was being held back. But you can feel, if this person hasn't made it known, I feel like you know that it's there. You know that there's something going on beneath the surface, and they may be holding it back right now. But it's just a matter of time. Like, those thoughts can only ruminate so long. Those emotions can only sit below the surface for so long that eventually there's going to be like a volcanic eruption to whatever this is. And I said the 9 of Swords, there it is right underneath there. I didn't even look at that until just now. you can only hold that back. You can only hold those thoughts, those nightmares, the aggravation, the hurt, the pain, the fear back for so long. And eventually it's going to erupt. And I'm telling you, like, it's coming, Aries. Like, who was that video that was like, consider this, was it Pisces? Cancer? I don't know. Somebody. Consider this your warning, Leo. Consider this your warning too this week. This situation is like ticking time bomb. Because you're not reacting the way they think you should. So this is projection of them being pissed because why aren't you miserable with me? Hurt people. Misery loves company. Don't let me sit in this alone. Come join my misery and fun. Like, why aren't you reacting? I think you've already dealt with whatever this is. But I also think you have a much more spiritual approach with this temple path and door to spirit and the archangel, or the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Like, there's a spiritual enlightenment to this that you have a higher understanding of, that this person is only seeing on the 3D level. They don't see the deeper meaning to a particular situation. So it's really hard for them because they're sitting as this King of Pentacles, like, well, I've got my earthly possessions, but something deep down hurts, and I shouldn't feel this way. It's not mine to feel this way, right? The runner and not enough, lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego. Talked about that ego, right? And fear, frustrations, that friction. I've said it, right? Fear of intimacy, running away, intensity, letting go, turmoil, and fleeting. They're really being hit hard with how you are standing out in a situation. That is just mind-blowing to them. You're dealing with somebody who doesn't know how to handle that. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Got Taurus here twice, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Taurus, again, heavy on the Taurus, and then Scorpio as well. Check your North and South node placements. You got Scorpio and Taurus here pretty heavy on both sides of that, so there could be some kind of placement in regards to the North and South node as well. It's what Spirit is giving me, so be aware. I mean, that's a pretty deep chart analysis, right? So you got to know somebody. You can't walk up to him and be like, "Hey, can you give me your birth info so I can look at your chart real deep? Do you mind?" Coworker, colleague, right? Like, they're gonna be like, "What the hell is the matter with you? Trying to do some voodoo shit on me or what?" Right? Oh my. All right, Aries. Let's see. This is interesting. Interesting. All right. Let's see. Cutting ties, moving on. Receive what you need. Progression and arriving. Talking, interested, awaiting messages, text, calls, emails, talking more. Aries, you could be... I will say this. You may be offering some kind of... I think you're trying to open the lines of communication if something seems off to see what you can get out of it. Like, what exactly is going on if they're not showing you. It's kind of like you're trying to decide whether or not to be of assistance in a situation. Because I feel like that's coming in because you know something isn't quite right underneath the surface. Okay? 1, 2, 3, Spirit. Yeah. That grounding card's shown itself twice. Aries, the butterfly, evolving in growth, next phase, healing inner child, releasing the past, healing heart underneath that, taking time, healing heartbreak, toxicity or addictions, abusive relationships. Somebody in this energy that wants you to be miserable with them, that is a form of abuse. That's emotional manipulation. That's mental manipulation. It's a mess, right? Grounding, stability and security, performance, growth, and endurance. Again, I feel like somebody feels like you pulled the rug out from underneath their feet. And again, how dare you sit there calm and composed? You are grounded throughout this situation. If you didn't have that space within you before, you do now, where you're going to. And then Girl with a Snake, charmed or used, enabled, and boundaries. And you're going to have to admit boundaries. And for them, if they lacked boundaries, don't use anybody, right? But if they lacked boundaries, this is showing them where they came up short in their own world when it comes to their own self. This is a lesson. Again, another lesson for them. But it's like they take on both sides of things. Like, they It's codependency at its finest, is really what it is. They're codependent, so they give certain things, even if somebody doesn't have the intention of using them, they still, they give it and then feel that way, right? It's kind of like an over giver. They give until they get resentful and like, I gave you everything, you owe me. Did I ask you for it? Or did you just give it to me? You know, it's that kind of thing. And then, but that also shows their lack of boundaries and the healing that they need to do. And I feel like Aries, like, in certain ways, you've already felt this. You've already been there, done that. And they're like projecting on you what they refuse to heal within themselves, or what they refuse to acknowledge, because now they're being forced to take a look at this. Okay? So, heads up, Aries. There it is. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this video helped you. Or this reading helped you, the video, whatever. Like, share, subscribe, comment. It's a great way to support the channel, and it is greatly appreciated. I'm sending you guys a ton of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.